Hello Sagittarius, this is your reading for November 2017 with a focus on love and relationships. Okay, I'm going to cut the cards now. The first card is the Sun in reverse. The next card is a King of Swords in reverse. I have a Seven of Wands. I have the Chariot. This is a Ten of Wands reversed. I have the Moon. This is a Seven of Swords. I have a Seven of Pentacles. Sevens are a number about revision. You also have a Seven of Wands, so you have 3 sevens. That's interesting. And then an Ace of Cups. Wow. Interesting. Major Arcana cards. I'll look at those first. You have the Sun in reverse, a setback, a delay. You have the Chariot moving forward, success, but yet moving forward where the Moon shows up. We are looking at subconscious fears. We're also looking at a lot of anxiety when we look at the Moon. So those are your 3 major Arcana cards that, especially with this Chariot, a relationship some of you are in, you're trying to move forward, an ongoing relationship. It's the major Arcana with the Sun in reverse and the Moon are sort of hinting at big setbacks here. But when we get the Moon, especially with the Sun in reverse, because the Sun is such a positive card, and even when the Sun is reversed, it can still have some positive influence. But when we look here at the Moon, we're talking about danger and being afraid, and things that can come out, or events that can happen that could hurt you that you're not aware of. And I'm definitely picking up, especially seeing that you have these wands here. These wands are kind of giving me a sense of why this Moon is showing up here, because wands are fire, which are your element. So look at this Seven of Wands here. And remember, you have 3 sevens. This is the card of protecting yourself. Obstacles that are coming, that you'll be facing, and you're trying to protect yourself against those obstacles. You're trying to establish your boundaries and just protect yourself, especially with this King of Swords in reverse. Now, if this is a court card, obviously it can represent someone who could be an air sign. But even if this person is not an air sign, the King of Swords reversed can represent someone who's very vindictive, who can inflict a lot of emotional damage, and someone who's a liar. Okay? Remember those Seven of Swords, the card of secrets, secret agendas? So when I see all these sevens coming up, 7 is usually the card of inner changes and inner turmoil, looking within, and trying to revise or revisit. And so this is very interesting that you have 3 sevens. But if you look also at the other wand here, there's so many with the sevens and the swords and the wands. This Ten of Wands is the card of bearing a burden, almost being done with a situation that's been incredibly overwhelming and stressful. And so when it's in reverse, it means that you're still in that stressful situation. You're not quite past this problem yet. And so you're really trying to deal with this King of Swords negative energy here. The lying, for some of you it could be lying and cheating, double talk, mixed messages, messing with your mind. And so when this moon shows up, the Chariot, this is just ongoing. It's moving forward into this type of situation. It's getting more intense. Yes, the moon is a lot of fears of being hurt. You feel that something's wrong and you just don't know exactly what it is. But you are sort of preparing yourself. I also see the moon as more intense. The Seven of Wands is sort of like minor, like you're protecting yourself. Why is this person acting out? Why is this person being angry with me? And then as things intensify here, by the time we get to the moon, you know something is wrong. Okay? Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that someone's intentionally trying to hurt you. But when I see that King of Swords reversed, even if, like I said, this doesn't necessarily need to be someone who has air as a sun sign. But when I do see that King of Swords reversed, it doesn't have to be someone unkind. It can just be a big issue with this person's communication. Maybe this person disappeared. Maybe they've been unavailable. And maybe they've really pushed you away. All right. And so looking at all of this getting intensified and the stress levels and the fear, when we get here to the future, now we're looking at a Seven of Swords, and that is the card of secrets, that this person with the Swords energy has a secret agenda, secrets that they're not telling you. And the interesting thing is that it leads to a Seven of Pentacles, which is also the card of waiting. It can mean waiting for a positive outcome. Usually when the Seven of Pentacles is reversed, it can mean waiting in vain. You're waiting for something that will never happen. You've been waiting around too long. But I kind of get the feeling that some of you, what I find interesting is how this Ace of Cups comes along here. And I feel like whatever happens with the Seven of Swords, when we look at your fears, and then the Seven of Swords sort of confirms your fears, something, a secret or something that you didn't know, you finally confront. For some reason, the Seven of Pentacles is like, okay, I'm just going to stand back and wait here. What is it? What's going on? And then all of a sudden, this Ace of Cups shows up. And the Ace of Cups is usually the card of falling in love. It's usually the card of new emotional beginnings. And I'm trying to I'm not quite so sure that this is necessarily about you and this King of Swords energy, this person here, represented by the King of Swords. I'm not so sure that this is about a King of Swords falling in, you and this person falling in love all of a sudden. Because I'm looking at all this turbulence and all this pain and aggravation that you're going through here with these swords, this Seven of Swords. And my first impression is like, why is this Ace of Cups showing up? Because if someone is being cruel or someone is cheating or keeping secrets, you know, it's not like all of a sudden that person transforms and they're in love with you and everything is perfect. It just seems a little bit too sudden. But for some reason, this Seven of Pentacles comes in between after this secrets or after this issue with another agenda. And I'm getting a waiting period here. And then all of a sudden, this Ace of Cups, this wonderful energy of falling in love and opening up emotionally. It could be that for some of you, this is a situation where someone you're emotionally connected to, this person might be out of sight, out of mind for a little bit in your future. And it could be the tarot saying to you that you'll still have some waiting to do for the next couple months or something for this person to come out of hiding. But I feel that for some reason love is going to be a surprise here, that there's going to be a wonderful emotional realization or encounter that happens in this situation that will catch you by surprise. Or some of you are waiting for someone, or those situations where you're like a wait and see for this relationship to happen, and then the relationship is able to move forward with this Ace of Cups. So difficult times here for some of you Sagittarius. A lot of aggravation and pain and your boundaries. And it could also mean that for some of you in a relationship, when we get to the Seven of Wands, some of you are in this situation where, you know what, I'm not interested in pursuing a relationship with you until you can really commit. And sometimes the Ace of Cups can be interpreted as open, being honest and open and trust, developing a trust. So if you are attached to a person and they've been kind of sketchy and the relationship has never been able to move forward in a healthy or productive way, you've done everything you can with your boundaries, but still for some of you the relationship stresses you out because this person with the swords keeps guarding themselves. And once again, this King of Swords reverse doesn't have to necessarily be about lying, cheating, or cruelty. This person might be actually unable to commit. They're kind of closed off. They're defensive. They're judgmental. And so I kind of feel like this energy for some of you Sagittarius, it's going to change eventually when you get to this Ace of Cups. So yeah, but it still doesn't mean that this moon isn't showing up for a good reason. And these sevens, once again, this number 7, it's the number of inner work. And 7 is sometimes considered one of those magical numbers like 3. And the fact that it's coming up means that you're going to come out of this okay based on how strong you are, that you have to be strong. You have to have this inner strength to deal with the situation. The tarot is saying, I know you're stressed out. You might be afraid of what's going on here. But if you stick to your guns and if you're true to yourself, because keep in mind, in the Seven of Pentacles, this person also has a wand, which represents fire. Okay. And this person might have issues that some of you are attached to. I think that whatever these issues this person is dealing with, you need to make sure that, Sagittarius, that you're not anyone's fool, that you don't play the fool for anyone. And it's sort of like, it feels like the tarot is saying, just step back here and don't try to convince this person to love you. You know, let this person work it out on their own, but eventually they might come around. But don't dismiss the other possibilities here of what this Ace of Cups might be about here. You know, I just kind of feel like sometimes when I get a Seven of Swords with a reversed King of Swords, it's definitely a warning from the tarot that someone doesn't have the best intentions. So make sure you pay attention to actions, not just words, because sometimes air signs are very good with communication in a positive way. But when that energy, when that air energy is reversed, lots of lying, lots of deception, the potential to being blindsided here with that Seven of Swords. So let's see the outcome card, because it actually might explain a little bit why this Ace of Cups is coming along here for you. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm actually feeling like that's a very good thing for you. Also, another thought that just occurred to me, someone who is interested in you but not coming forward just yet. They're keeping a secret. So, interesting. You have a Queen of Pentacles. Now, the Queen of Pentacles is sort of like, she's very much connected to the material world, family, a good wife, and prosperity. But in a relationship reading, also, a Pentacles can mean a relationship, the physical aspects of the relationship, seeing each other, being together. I feel like this Ace of Cups is going to be followed by some very busy social activity with someone that probably has been interested in you, or this ongoing relationship where someone, there's a new shift to where you and this person are able to get your relationship together. You're going to be able to spend more time together. So, yeah, it's very interesting. But when I see these sevens, the number 7 is about change. And so don't dismiss someone in the relationship who hasn't been able to be very committed. It could be that it's a matter of a new shift in their circumstances. But when I see sevens, I see lots of inner struggle and overcoming inner struggles between you and this person. And maybe all this person really needed to do in the relationship is open up and finally just commit to the relationship. And for some of you, it could actually be a transition from friends to lovers as well. So, thank you so much to my subscribers. And by the way, Sagittarius, you know that some of you will have birthdays at the end of November, so I wanted to give you a happy birthday for some of you early Sages. As you know, December, most of you will have birthdays, but for you November Sagittarians, happy birthday. So, having said that, once again, thank you to all my subscribers. I appreciate your comments. I'm always glad to hear that the readings are giving you guys insight into the bigger picture in your lives. And I'm even seeing some of you support each other as well. I love to see that. So I look forward to reading this month's comments as well. Also, letting you know about a special promotion. I will be offering this personal reading on video for $15. So what you've just seen me do is my basic personal reading. I offer it on video, and usually it's $20, but for the month of November it will be $15. Go to tarotbyaire.com. You'll see a booking button on the web page right at the top. you can click it and find out about all my services. I offer a wide variety of services at different prices. So if you're a new subscriber, you might want to check it out. If you've been thinking about getting a reading from me, this might be a great opportunity. So thank you so much. As always, I wish you love and light, and I will be seeing you next month.